the next day.
Hello. So we are back, and I have been checking footage, and I've noticed that some of the footage I've made has been very guerrilla. I've got my camera stand is in some shots and my ring light's in some shots, so hopefully this one's a little better. My cat meowing, all that kind of stuff. So this is where we're at. I've been working out what I want the cover to look like, and I think this is my final design. I've been looking at it so long that I'm tired of looking at it, and I just want it solved at this point. I just want it resolved. So I think this is what I'm going to go with. I've tried different colors of corners. These are weird. Look at these corners. Can you see how they're like triangular? So the ones I'm used to, so these are the ones I initially thought I was going to do, and I'd put some rub and buff on them to make them silver. But they just turned out this flat gray, which I wasn't wild about. It just wasn't making my hair fly back.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
But look at how that's squared off to accommodate the thickness of the board. Where that, oh, excuse me, where that isn't at all. So anyway, like I said, I'm getting to the point in this project where I just want it done. So I bought a pack of these, not knowing that they were weird. So we'll see if we like them. But I didn't really like the silver. I have these in silver too, but it was just too monochromatic with the silver frame here. So I kind of like this rose gold color. So I think that's kind of cool. This is a Tim Holtz hitching post thingy that I like to use as knobs, almost like doorknobs, to like open my book covers. And then you can also use them, you can hook something on it to hold the book shut. So I might use that. The downside is then you can't fit these books into like bookcases very easily anymore because they have this obnoxious protrusion. So I've been kind of on again, off again, but I feel like that adds something visual too. So, and it's a little bit, it breaks up kind of all that pink. So, but I've got this tassel. I think I showed this to you before, but I made this tassel again. We'll see if it lasts. It's a little bit precious, but you know, so's the cover at this point. It's a little precious, so we'll see. We'll see how we like it. Yeah, and it's also like, as I'm recording this, it's like the end of September, so now I'm starting to think Halloween stuff, and I wish I'd started on a Halloween book. Yeah, that's a thing. So we might be segueing into another book right away. Should have started that right away. Oh wow, I got tons of Halloween stuff too. You think I would? But anyway, I'm pretty much set on this. I think I'm gonna go with it. So I've got that, but it can all come off. I got my little box here of all my possibilities. I was just making paper beads the other day because I was like unsure what I wanted to do, so I was just in here rolling paper beads. These are not covered yet. Some of these are covered, some of these are not coated. Thought I'd coated them all, but I guess not. So I got a bunch more of those. All right, so let's set this all aside. So that'll probably be the first thing I'll put on. I mean, I've done all kinds of different setups, and I've taken pictures. So we've got this to do. We got to figure out the book cover. We got to figure out if we want to do anything on the back of the book. Sometimes I do stuff on the back, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll do like an ex libris or a, this book belongs to. I thought about doing her on the back, but I might save her for a spooky book. Just color-wise, she doesn't really go with the theme. I've also been making little kind of paper doll butterflies. I don't know. But I don't want to put anything too on the back. I thought about just taking a coffee cup and doing like a coffee cup ring on the back. Wouldn't that be kind of funny? Like big old coffee cup ring. I don't know. So we may do something on the back. Like I was even looking at, I've got like scraps of this stuff. Just decoupaging some of that on there. So it looks like it's got something stuck on it randomly. You know how a book can like get paper and stuff stuck on it. I don't know. We'll see. We will see. I haven't decided if I'm doing anything on the back yet. And that's always something that can come later down the line. But the front we want to finish before we call it a day. If I want to do any dangles in this tassel, I got to figure that out before I call it a day. I did do some dangles on the spine. And there's paper beads here that I made, and then some regular beads that I put together. I've got so many beads. And we have to do the inside covers. And I need a decorative paper for that. And I think that's the last thing we did was we were kind of going over my decorative papers. And I just didn't find anything I liked for this. So I ordered some new paper from Hollander.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
I do need to fill in this void. See how, so if you remember right, this was the fabric that these are sewn to, that my signatures are sewn to, and that creates a little bit of a lip. And then this is the fabric that's folded over from the cover, and that creates a little bit of a lip. So there is a little bit of a void here. And usually what I will do is I will cut a piece of cardstock and put it in there so that this is a little bit more level. So that way when I put the decorative paper down, you don't get this definite ridge there. So that's something we can do today. I guess I'll glue the stuff on the cover today. I can't put the corners on, though, until those end papers are in. But we're winding down. We're like getting down to just like the little finicky decisions. Like, do I want to put a bead on the end of this ribbon? Do I want to cut the ribbon a little shorter? Do I want to leave it long? You know, just little kind of finishing decisions that will finish this project up. Like, it's a functional book right now, right? Like, it's a usable, functional book right now. We could go through this and write in it. You know, we just need to finalize some of these decisions for like the cover. I don't want to put too much more dimensional stuff in here. You can see it's alligatoring a little bit, and I don't really like that look. I like my book to sit kind of flush. So I don't want to put anything more dimensional in the book itself. You know, whatever you like for your books, you do. There's no right or wrong answer to that. Just like leaving these strings go. There's no right or wrong answer to that. If you don't like them, cut them off. Okay, so let's go. Let's start. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to start with this. And isn't it funny? I just cut this just as kind of a filler. Like I wanted something in the background and I didn't know what. So I just cut that as a filler just to kind of fill that space up so I would have something behind everything I was putting in that space. And it's just kind of become the thing that's in that space now. Like, I just like it. I just like it. All right. And I'm just going to use glue stick, I think, for this. I think I'm going to use glue stick. I think I'm going to wipe off the excess of this glue stick. All right. And this is Scotch Create. I don't use glue sticks a lot, but when I do, this is the one. This is the only one I've ever been able to get to work for me. I don't know what it is about glue sticks, but they're kind of fussy. Some people have great luck with them. I have terrible luck with them. So this one I like. It has a little bit of, I think a little bit longer working time. It stays wet a little bit longer. And it's really grabby. So, and it comes in these giant things, tubes, whatever. I like that too. All right. I'll put this in place. And it got a little warped, but I don't care. We'll just move it over. There's two. And I mean, I could eyeball this. I can see I'm a little off, but I don't care. I'm not going to sweat it that much. So I did have somebody ask me, and one of my newer subscribers asked me if I sell my books. And I have not as of yet. I'm not adverse to it, or if I sell things. I guess they didn't specifically say books, but they asked if I sell anything or if it's just tutorials. And as of right now, it's this channel is tutorials, and this I feel like is more like a craft with me kind of thing, or a, you know, make art with me kind of thing. I don't know if it's much of a tutorial, but more of a let me walk you through my process kind of thing. This is not a tutorial. But it is a walk you through my process. Would you guys be interested if I had an Etsy? Because here's the thing, like having an Etsy, that's a big pain in the butt. And it's a lot of work. And I'm not going to go through and set it up if there's not interest yet. Like if there's interest, then I will. But I don't know that there's interest right now. And I don't know that I want to put myself through that headache and heartache and having to set up a business license and all that again. All right. So there's that. So anyway, so if you're interested in me selling things in an Etsy? Let me know in the comments. Or online somewhere. I guess it doesn't have to be Etsy, but online somewhere if you're interested. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you would be interested in buying. You know, would it be more Renfesty costumey kind of stuff? Would it be this kind of stuff? Would it be a mix of things? Would it be more fine art kind of stuff? Fine art prints? I don't really do a lot of prints anymore, though. I used to do a lot of digital art and photography, but I haven't in years. But I mean, I could. If that was something you were interested in. So just give it some thought, and if you have an opinion, please put it below. And if you don't, then don't. That's fine too. But you know, I am looking to expand this YouTube thing and to make it as much of it as I can into something. What that is, I don't know yet, but I'm kind of going with the flow and seeing what happens and what comes my way. So, yeah, no. All right, what do we think? Do we like this? I like it. I like it. But I don't know if I'm just used to seeing them because I do them a lot, or if I genuinely like it. But I think I genuinely like it. I think this I will kind of center. Boop, boop. Here's my 0. I love this ruler. Let's see. Here's my 0. It's hard to see the numbers though. Okay, so there's half is right here. But I do have this a little bit deeper. It's kind of an optical illusion. Things tend to sit kind of low, and so the bottom of your image, whatever, should be a little heavier, like if there's a mat or something like that. And it just creates this optical illusion where it looks balanced. So I might actually raise that back up, because that's the center, but this is a little thicker than that to kind of create that optical illusion that it's even. But that's not bad either though. Like right there. Somewhere in there. Kind of like how that flower cups it. Yeah, that'll work. All right. Let's see. Scoot this back up in here where you can see what I'm doing. And I just have to work it through all the layers. And this is just, you know, if you have a hard time getting materials, this is just an all that I got at Joann's. This is by Clover or, oh no, Dritz. So, like whatever their brand is. But yeah, it's just made by Dritz. All right. So this has a little screw back. I am a little worried that these threads won't poke through enough. Looks like I grabbed the wrong color screw. How badly do I care? Not badly enough. All right, let me get this so you can see what I'm doing. So I made my hole. I don't want to make it super big though, so I'm going to try to basically screw this through the layers. I didn't even test this to see if it would go all the way through the layers and give me some threads. Come on, go through all the layers, give me some threads. I'm going to do what I should have done in the first place. I'm going to use the crocodile. I'm going to try. See if I can go through all these layers. Because this is pushing through the fabric and it's creating a little mountain of fabric around the threads. And the crocodile will punch a hole, it will cut a hole, and so it'll cut all that material away. It's got to be the big mamma jamma. What do we set on? I think that'll work. So it's got a couple of settings. It's got this setting for doing like setting eyelets and stuff. And then it's got this setting. It's got two settings here for punching holes. That punches bigger holes and that punches smaller holes. And I think the smaller hole setting will be good. I just need to... Ooh, I need to try and line it up. Did I get it? Did I get it? I think I got it. I did get it. Awesome. All right. I really recommend getting one of those. They're a little bit of an expense, but they're kind of worth it. All right. And now, I don't know if you can see, but now my threads are poking through just a little bit. Oh, come on, you can do it. I'm worried that I will have to cut this and countersink this knob. I'll do it if I have to. I just don't want to, but I'm committed now. Could kind of countersink that too, couldn't I? And that would allow a little bit more of this to pop up. See, I was really worried that this wasn't going to be big enough, but it's okay. So I don't have anything that'll just cut that circle just one level. So honestly, I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. This is probably not going to be cute, but this is all going to get covered up anyway, which is why I don't mind doing it on this side. Plus on this side I've got the cereal boxes, so I can kind of cut through those one layer at a time. You would think that that possum would not want to go back there. Like, there are big man-sized poops back there. Like, my dog can poop like a champion. Like, I don't want to brag, but if pooping was like an Olympic event, my dog would have the gold. Now look, my kid's not going to get into Mensa anytime soon, but he can poop with the best of them. Just saying. And I know you're jealous hearing me talk. All right. All right. I think we have done it. I think that is a lot better. It's not perfect, but now my threads are catching. Ha ha ha. And I think, let me do this on screen. I don't know how much of that before I was doing off screen. If we tighten this up, perfect. Nice. It is nice and flush with the level of the book. I'm happy about that. And I've got my little knob. Hooray. Good job. Good job, team. So that's as far as I can get on the cover for right now. Like I said, I need those end papers so that I can put the corners on. But I do want to fill in this void here. So let me grab a piece of paper. I'm just going to grab a piece of copy paper. And I'm going to mark this as the front. See if I can catch this edge. All right. I'm just going to firm up this edge while I've got this here. Mark front and mark which way is up. All right, I'm going to cut out my patterns. Again, knowing they're not going to be perfect. They don't have to be perfect. So I'll check it. I'll check it. See how I'm doing with it. It's not too bad. I can cut this a little bit on the inside of that line. All right. Here's my pattern for the back. All right. It's pretty good. Move those to the side. And I'm just going to lay these out. All right, so I'm just going to kind of lay these out and trace around them lightly. Again, does not have to be perfect. This is just to help fill that void. So when our decorative paper goes down, it won't look so janky. And I usually go with a kind of neutral colored cardstock like this is. Just something kind of unobtrusive, and if it pokes through the paper, you're not going to see too much of it. Sometimes I'll even do a layer of cardstock if the back of the book is a little too dark or what have you. Or the paper I'm using is pretty thin, or fabric. I've used fabric before. I get lured in by all these beautiful marbled papers. Lured in by the siren song. And I'm labeling the back of these. Because again, I don't want, pencil can be kind of oily and you can kind of transfer through things sometimes, so. I have those backwards. This is the back. And this is the front. And I'll start in the back. And this can really be any glue. It doesn't matter. Because it's all gonna be redone anyway. I could do glue stick. I could do Fabri-Tac. I think I'll do Fabri-Tac. Just because I have a little more working time with Fabri-Tac. So I can really get it into place. And here you just want to make sure the edges are down really good. But this is cardstock. I think it's 65-pound cardstock. So it's not likely going to buckle or do anything weird on me. Oh, I could have done tape. Double-sided tape. You can really do anything. It doesn't matter. Is it weird that I like the smell of this stuff? Or does it mean I've spent way too much time in a little room alone with open bottles of that stuff? All right, fit it into place. And it should just kind of slot down in there. And so now, it's not perfect, but it's better, And so there's not going to be an obvious divot where that was. If it's really thick, if you're using really thick fabric, you might want to do a couple layers. But I find for just muslin fabric, 1 layer's enough. This is the last of our cereal box. Proof of what we used, right? Going to be covered up. You'll never know. Hard to believe, right? That we were able to make something like this largely out of discarded things. All of the lace I've used, these are just little remnants that I have here and there of laces. Not really enough to do much of anything with. Little pieces of this and that, half a yard or less. All the fabric, same thing. Or the fabric too. Yeah, that was just a remnant I had laying around left over from another project. I think that was left over from a peasant dancer outfit, actually. There we go. All ready. It is all ready. It's already ready already. So I just need my paper, my end papers, and then I can put my corners on. And then I think that's it. I think then we're ready for the big reveal. So I guess I wait. I worry and I wait. And I hope that my paper gets here before all of these videos go up and y'all watch them all. So I'll probably do some kind of a dangle closure thing. I mean, you could do like an elastic tie. You could do sari silk and tie it on here and wrap it around. You could really do anything you want for a closure. I like to do these kinds of semi-functional closures that are like a little chain with little charms on them. Isn't that cute? And it kind of holds it closed. Kind of. Yeah. So, I forgot how many cute little charms I put on this one. So anyway, so you could do something like that. Oh, I do have more of these. I got a lot of room here. Should I put a lock? It's kind of a thing I do a lot. Obviously, it's on that book. So I must have done it at least once before. Let's look at my treasure trove of many things. They're right on top because I was looking at them. So I've got 2 keys and 2 silver locks. So let me pop them out and we can look at them. So I've got this one. This one looks very Cinderella to me. Something about that makes me think of the pumpkin. You know what I mean? The pumpkin chariot. What do we like? So that's one. Where do we like this one? I might like that one better. It's a little smaller scale. It's got these little curvies that match those little curvies. But it stands out because it's silver and it matches that. Where are my corners? Oh, I think so. Is that too much? I don't think so. But then I'm like, do I need something else? Something up there? No. I think it needs to stay on the border. Yeah. So I could, if I'd planned ahead, I could have poked holes. Well, no, because this is all glued together. I was going to say I could have poked holes and did this through just this board here, but no, it all needed to be together and covered with fabric. So I could poke holes and poke brads through, but look how tiny these are. Look how cute they are. They look like little screws, though. Cute. So I think what I usually do is I just cheat and I just pop them through and bend them down in one direction. And then just glue them in place. That's what I do. But I'm a big cheater, McCheaterson. One of these fake screws is a fake Phillips, and one of these fake screws is a fake flathead. Do I care? No, I think that's kind of funny, actually, that they don't match. Let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. Yep, I think that's cute. All right, I'm going to glue those little things in place. And again, I just kind of use this glue. And not anything fall off yet. I tend to glob it all over. All right. That's straight. Oh, not straight. That might be straight. All right. Make sure my braids aren't popping up anywhere. They're not supposed to be. All right. Now just press it down and wait for it to dry.
A few moments later.
All right. Now, sometimes what I'll do too is I'll come back with a marker after this is completely dry and I'll color that in black, that keyhole, which I might do. I don't know if I have any functional markers right now, but I might do that. All right. So then, which key do we like? this key. And there's this key. I have a feeling this key is the more ornate key. I think that goes with the more ornate lock. They're both about the same size, so can't go off of that. Like, I guess this one's a little bit smaller. But, like, neither one of them would fit in that keyhole. I don't think either one would fit in this keyhole either. You mean these decorative keys aren't functional? What the heck? Alright, these two I will put back. Now I could put that key in the tassel on the spine. I could put it on a chain thing, like I showed you on that other book. But that is where I could hang it from the front. I could hang it from the doorknob. Like I said, I could hang it from the spine. I could hang it either in the tassel or above the tassel. Alright, so, but that's where we're at for right now. So that's our book cover. Pretty much sorted. Again, we just have to put these corners on. And that'll be just a dab of glue and then pinch them down to crimp them. I don't know, again, how this is going to go. This is fairly thin, so I don't think I'll have too much trouble getting this to round around the corner, but I'm really sad that these aren't squared off like those other ones are. So we will see. We will see how that works. But I think that's it for right now. I'm gonna play around with this a little bit. I don't know exactly how I want to attach it. So I'm going to think about that. So again, there's a lot of possibilities. I do kind of like the chain thing. So the chain thing is easy to do. I just need a clip and some chain. I got my little snippy things. So for this is super easy to make. So I just kind of measure, like, how much do I want? And you can always make this a little bit longer and kind of loop it and have some danglies. And then if your book gets bigger, you can, like, move the jump rings out and expand it, which I might do. You could put lobster claws on here so it could, like, hook onto the chain at various points, which I could do. So we cut a length of chain. It's kind of randomly and brutally cut through the chain. And I get this, I got this, I think I get this on Amazon. And I've got a spool of this that I use a lot of. I see a lot of people use the plastic jewels, but I bought this on this website where I used to get the princess jewelry from, princess tiaras for festival. I got a spool of this. It was on sale. It was really cheap, and I've been using it on my books, and it's just like so shiny and pretty. I think it's prettier than the plastic gems. I mean, don't get me wrong. Once that's gone, I'm probably going to default to plastic gems too. So I'll never get a deal like I got on that one, on that spool, but... Alright. This is my jump rings. And I only have 2 sizes in the silver. Let me take a look. I really need to get some smaller ones. I mean, these are 6mm. They're not huge, but still. Okay. So to open jump rings, if you don't know, you always give them a twist. You don't pull them apart like this, but you give them a twist. These are a little rusty. And I'm gonna put this on here. This is the tiniest chain in the world. I'd wanted it to be bigger, but I got the tiniest chain in the world and then the biggest jump rings in the world. Don't ask. Let's give this a little squeeze so it's nice and flat. Okay. And so now we got that. So this can clip on to the back of the book wherever you want it to clip. Cool, huh? And then I can wrap this around and I can put a jump ring like say here, and then I could hang the key from the end of it. That might be cute. And then if this gets fuller, I can always move the jump ring further down. But that'll still kind of hold it closed. Okay. So we'll do it like here-ish. Sure. So let me try to catch this chain. Okay, I'm working with the world's smallest chain and I'm 10 miles away from me so that you can see what I'm doing. So you can see what I'm doing, but I cannot. But it is sure not wanting to take this jump ring. I may have tried the smaller jump rings. So we got our jump rings out. We're gonna start with the 6mm. We're gonna try the 6mm. And you always twist to open your jump rings. You never pull them out like this. All right, and I'm gonna catch, and this is a pretty long chunk of chain, so I'm gonna try to give this a little bit of a dangly. So I'm caught my clip. Now I want to catch this chain part way. There we go. And then you just twist it back in the other direction to seal it up. Give it a little pinch right where the two junctions meet. And perfection. All right, so now I've got my chain. I got a little dangly at the end so I can put a little charm there. And so now this can go behind my book. Like so. So there's my opening. Twist. And yeah, I'll catch it somewhere in here. I think. I want this to be loose enough to where I can undo it. Oops, I didn't catch that chain at all. There we go. Now it's caught. You want it loose enough to where you can get it on and off, but you want it snug enough to where it's going to catch and not just fall off. All right, so we'll try that. them together, give them a little pinch to make sure they line up perfectly. All right, and so I have a little loopity, and the little loopity is for going over the hitch, like so. And I might make that loop a little bit bigger, so it's a little easier to get and to find. But now I can hang my key from here if I want to. That's kind of cute. Let's grab, I'm gonna put these two. I tried the 7mm, but they were not doing it. They were too thick to go through that super fine chain. I bought the thinnest chain in the world and the biggest jump rings in the world. Shopping online, and I don't do a lot of this kind of stuff, so. And I don't have a lot of stuff I used to have. Anything that I had that was like for the princesses or whatever, I gave that back to Festival when I gave them all their costumes. I gave them all the jewelry repair stuff that I had. Because those girls, some of them were really hard on the jewelry. And I was constantly replacing it or repairing it. So I had lots of broken bits to work from, and broken tiaras. I just gave it all to them. I don't have a use for it. There we go. Yeah, I think I want to make this a little longer and this a little shorter. So there's the jump. That's the break, I should say. I want that to kind of cascade down a little bit. I'm just kind of guessing. Just based off of where it was. Just kind of guessing where I might want it to be. So now I got a little bit bigger loop. Loop goes over the hitch. There. Let me take those off. So now I've got a little bit of a dangle here. Yeah, that's nice. Let's do this way. Let me turn this way. All right. So I have this chain that'll more or less keep this closed. And again, I could really snug that up if I wanted it to be super snug and holding it tight. But I'm okay with it being kind of loosey-goosey. So we've got that funky chain on the front. We've got the funky chain on the side. There's a little dangle here. So I'm going to look for some more charms. I might even take some more of these paper beads and hang them from the end, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Something to kind of counterbalance that key on the front. But I thought you'd think that was fun. And so, like I said, I'm going to put some charms on here. So next time you see it, I'll have charms hanging from the chain. But like I said, this book is really coming together and it's just about done. So thanks again for coming along with me today. I'm going to call it a night here. But this was fun and I feel like I got a lot done. And I got a lot sorted on this cover. So thanks for coming along with me. And I will see you in the next one. Like, subscribe, share, all that kind of good stuff. Do all the good YouTube things so that the algorithm will remember me and suggest me to other people. Probably our next video is probably going to be it. It's probably going to be the end. maybe. I say optimistically. So the last thing we'll do, like I said, is the... So Jake was out. Shouldn't have said his name. I probably just evoked him. The dog was outside earlier. And I was working and I was just laying stuff out and deciding if this is what I want to do for the cover. And am I going to record tonight and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, am I hearing a dog outside? First I thought I was hearing somebody's cat on like YouTube or something. And then I realized, no, that's a dog. And then I realized, oh no, that's my dog. That's not just a dog. I go outside. My dumbass dog has a possum on the fence. Like the possum's on top of the fence. It's an 8-foot fence. Dog can't get to it. He's just a beagle. He can't jump that high. He's trying though. And the possum is like frozen, right? Like he's in fight, flight, or freeze. Like he's in freeze. So the possum is frozen and is like really hoping my dog will just F off, right? And my dog's losing his mind. He just won't stop barking and loud. It's midnight, Wednesday. My neighbors have jobs. Like, what are you doing to me, dog? Like, they can't all be like me and be crazy artists that keep crazy times. I mean, I don't want to tell you that sometimes I'm working until 4 in the morning in here, but sometimes you and I are together at 4 in the morning in here. So it's midnight. My idiot dog is screaming at the top of his lungs at this poor possum. The possum is just like at the top of the fence. And it looks fairly young. Like it's full grown, but it's not like huge. And it's just like frozen. It's just like clearly fearful. And just staring right at my dog. But he's also kind of like, it also feels like he's kind of taunting him too. Like he knows my dog can't get to him. Because he's just sitting there. He's not like hissing. He's not, reacting. He's just kind of sitting there staring down at my dog. Dog's losing his mind. So I'm trying to recall my dog. And he's pretty good on the recall. I'm not going to lie. Like we've worked very hard with him on that because he was a rescue and rescues can be, hard. And so we've worked really hard at getting him on recall. And usually he's pretty good. He's gotten better over the years. I can't even get him to look at me hardly. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dog. Like, the possum's not going to come down. Yes, you found him. Congratulations. Now let's go in the house before my neighbors call the police. Right? Like before my neighbors have an absolute shit fit. I have to live in this house at least another 10 years. Probably 20. Oh no, and he just got off the couch. Because he heard me talking. So anyway, my dog poops indiscriminately out in the backyard. And I've been kind of crippled up since COVID. So I've not been getting out there cleaning up the dog poop. That's been on my poor long-suffering boyfriend. Who gets out there, if we're going to have a party. He doesn't get out there that often. And I'm just in my little flip-flop slippers. They're sandals, but I wear them as slippers. They're just old sandals. They can't be worn outside anymore. So I wear them inside. So I'm like, I have to go out into the backyard and, physically grab my dog, right? So, which I'm not looking forward to because that means I have to avoid the landmines. So I head in the backyard because he is just not. He's just circling around in this little area around where the possum is. So I head back there. Somehow I'm dodging all the poop. We have a big light on the back of my house, but it is super dark back behind my garage, which is where the possum and the dog are. So I get back there. And he comes over to me because he's all excited. Look, Mom, I found a possum. So I grab him by the collar. And I start taking him to the house. Now, mind you, he's coming with me, but he's not happy about it. So what does he starts to do? He starts to yelp like I'm hurting him. He's not hurting at all. like, he's just coming with me and not happy about it because I'm taking him away from the possum. So now he's yelping. Now I'm thinking, like, people are going to call, animal control on me because they're going to think I'm murdering my dog. And I'm not doing anything to him. Like, he's fine. He's not hurt at all. Y'all, I had to get a rescue dog, didn't I? He usually doesn't bark at all either. Like, he's usually super quiet. Everybody's like, oh, beagles, they bark so much. He does not. I'm very spoiled by that. But, man, you put a freaking possum in front of him, suddenly he thinks he's a hunting dog. This is Fabrifix that I am using here. I've had pretty good luck with Fabrifix and these kind of flat-ish metal findings. It says it bonds fabrics, lace, glass, leather, wood, and trims. It doesn't say anything about metal, but I've had pretty good luck with whatever cheapo metal this is made out of. So, anyway, I finally get the dog in the house. And once he gets in the house, he's fine. He goes upstairs and he lays on the couch and he's chill. I was like, yeah, be kidding me, dog. Middle of the dang night. He hasn't asked to go back out, which surprises me. Usually, he can't get enough. Like, if he knows there's a little animal out there, like, usually he can't get enough. He's just all acting the fool. He's not asked. I'm assuming the possum is gone by now, but clearly that possum lives around here because this is the second incident we've had like this. You'd think that possum would move on. Not that I'm sad to see a possum in the neighborhood, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not at all. Like, possums are great for the neighborhood, but this possum's got to know he's playing with fire. I don't think my dog would hurt him if he found him, but I really don't want to find out. Let's just say I don't want to have to be out there in the middle of the night getting my dog off of a possum carcass. Sorry to paint that picture for you, but that is not what I want my life to be. So we'll see. Sad thing is, it was only midnight, and I know before we go to bed, he's going to want to go out one more time. And I'm putting it off as long as possible, let that possum have some time to eat all the ticks and all the slugs and then go and sleep somewhere. Or go to somebody else's yard and eat all their ticks and all their slugs. We don't have ticks, but I do have slugs. And that possum can eat all the slugs he wants. Or she wants.